In this example, we're going to show you how to create weeks of content. When you log into CourseArc, any courses that you're enrolled in will show up on the right side. In this example, my course is going to be called Training Course. So I'm going to go into Training Course. You can see here it says week. The content is going to be divided into weeks. So the first thing that I want to do is add week 1. So I'm going to type week 1. You'll notice that the URL stub is automatically created. You don't need to do anything with that. Go ahead and click Submit. And now week 1 will appear. Go ahead and add another week. I'm just going to quickly add a few more weeks. Okay, so now I have 4 weeks of content. I'm going to go inside week 1, and you'll notice that there are a few pages that are automatically created for you. You have an introduction, an overview, and a summary page. You can see here the 3 templates are pre-built pages to make it very easy and efficient for you to build content. And we purposely have these 3 elements because they're critical and you should have them in any kind of chunk of content that you're creating. So you want to have an introduction to the lesson, an overview, which would include the objectives and what students need to do, and then of course a summary that concludes the lesson. So just to go ahead and show you an example, if you click on the introduction page, you can see that there's a template here for you to add a video or some introductory information. You can edit the page, click on this box, go in, and very easily edit it. Again, just to show you another page, I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the overview page. Same thing, you have a template set up for an overview of the lesson. So if you want to add objectives that pertain to your lesson, it's very easy. You can just go in, click on the box, edit it, and put in your objectives. So again, we think that this is going to help ensure that your content is consistent and standard and make things very clear for the students. You can go ahead and add a new page. I'm just going to say sample content here. And then you can begin to edit that page. So I just want to go ahead and show you very quickly what a sample week of content will look like once you're done. So this is another example from the Psychology of Motivation. I'm going to go in, again, the content has been chunked into weeks. I'm going to go ahead and go into week 1. And you can see here, these are all the assignments associated with week 1. So the introduction page has been customized. You have the overview page, English readiness quiz. So all of the activities that are associated with week 1 will be contained in this week 1 chunk of content. And of course, if you want to go back to look at all the weeks, you can click here if you want to go to the course level. So if I click on week 1, it's going to show me all of the pages of content in week 1. And if I want to go back to the course level, which was called Psychology of Motivation, this is going to show me all of the weeks of content. So now that we're in Canvas, I'm going to show you very quickly how you can easily add the content for your students to view. So there's 2 ways that you can add the content, and there's an important distinction. So the first way is if you want the week or the module, the piece of content to feed into your gradebook, you need to add it as an assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the assignments link here on the left side. There are no assignments, so I'm going to add a new assignment, and I'm just going to name this one week 1. You're welcome to, add descriptions when you're doing it yourself. Under submission type, most likely it's going to be set as the default to no submission. You want to make sure that you change that to an external tool. And then right here, paste in the link that you copied from CourseArc. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and publish. And you can see now the content is displaying as it would be shown to the student. So now I'm going to go back to modules, and I'm going to add that assignment for students to see. So I'm going to make sure that it's set to assignment from the drop down, and then week 1 you can see is showing here. And again, you can see it's graded because it has the grading icon and it has 100 points next to it. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And you can see that it's appearing here for students. Note that if you're logged in as the instructor, you're going to have other buttons that are not available to the students. You'll be able to see how students are doing. So you can see here all the pages from week 1, everything they need to complete, all the activities are contained in this one module. So students can navigate through the lesson, and it's going to make it very easy for them to know exactly what's expected of them and have a seamless experience. Again, to compare what week 1 used to look like, they would have all of these individual links in Canvas, and now there's going to be one link to the week 1. In addition to that, you can add discussions. So I'm going to go ahead and add a discussion. So I'm going to change the drop down here to discussion. There were 2 discussions that went with week 1, so I'm going to add the personal challenge. And so you can see here the students can can complete the discussion by just clicking on this link here that says personal challenge. I'm going to go ahead and show that to you right here. Okay, so then again, when I started, I said that there are 2 ways to add the content. If there's a case where you do not want the content to be fed into the gradebook or the score, you can add that. It will still track the student progress. You'll be able to see how they are doing, but it will not put a score into the gradebook. And it's going to look exactly the same, but instead of adding it as an assignment, you're going to add it as an external tool. So I'm going to click on external tool. You can see here that I have a couple different LTI connections. I'm using the one that says CourseArc Independence. And again, where the URL shows up, I'm going to replace this with my specific URL for week 1. And I'm going to change the name to week 1. And now I'm going to publish it. You can see here, you can tell that this one is not feeding into the gradebook. Again, it has the link icon rather than the grading icon, and it has no point value. But again, if I click on this, it's going to appear in the exact same manner to students as if I set it up as an assignment. The only difference in this case, again, is that the score is not going to be fed into the gradebook. So again, this is what it looked like before, and this is what it's going to look like with the new system with CourseArc. So again, underneath this week 1, you would just add your week 2 and so on.